Welcome, everyone. I am Stilgar, and I have a question. Are you ready for a shocking revelation? After all the disasters we've endured with Game of Thrones and its endless spin-offs, one series has finally managed to get it right. And no, it's not some hyper-violent, incest-filled drama. In fact, it's so deceptively simple that you might just miss how brilliant it really is. Stick with me for the next few minutes, because A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms might just be the best thing to come out of Westeros since we first met Tyrion Lannister. If you thought Game of Thrones was beyond saving, think again. I'll admit it. I went into A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms with all the enthusiasm of a dog staring at a half-eaten sandwich on the sidewalk. Gingerly, cautiously, bracing for disappointment. After Game of Thrones crumbled in its final season, watching it felt like surviving a torturous punishment. Then House of the Dragon came along and somehow managed to set the bar lower, if you can even believe that. A show about incest, power struggles, and dragons, but with none of the depth that made us fall in love with Westeros in the first place. We were still in the thick of the post-GOT trauma when this new series crept onto our screens, and the marketing didn't help. Clips promised us goofy, exaggerated slapstick with serious characters doing face plants into diarrhea behind trees and stumbles through important meetings.
You must forgive my brother, sir. His sons went astray on the way here, and he fears for them.
I trust they will not be found dead.
It looked like Meet the Spartans with a sword and a shield. The last thing we needed was more GOT parody, right?
Stop raping, sir!
But here's the twist. Turns out I was wrong. This show? It's amazing. A simple plot, but a massive impact. Let's break it down. Forget about all the convoluted, multi-generational, dynastic power struggles you've grown accustomed to in the Game of Thrones universe. Forget about the complex family trees that felt more like an encyclopedia than entertainment. A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is about a dude named Dunk, a big, lovable oaf who simply wants to become a knight so he can go joust. That's it. No ancient prophecies, no existential world-ending threats, no dragons, or, gods forbid, royalty taking center stage. Hell, royalty barely gets a mention. We're talking bare-bones, stripped-down storytelling here. And it's so refreshingly straightforward that it might just make you reconsider everything you've ever loved about Westeros. No secret incest, no convoluted magic trees, just one guy, his dreams, and a road trip through a world full of quirky characters. Simple, elegant, pure. Dunk and Egg, a dynamic duo we never knew we needed. The real strength of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms lies in its leads. You've got Ser Dunken the Tall, Dunk, a guy with a heart the size of Westeros, whose charm is that he's just nice. The guy is good, not in some perfect hero way, but in the simple, relatable way that makes you want to root for him despite knowing the odds are stacked against him. Enter Egg, his apprentice, a street-smart kid with a lot of heart. Together, they are an unlikely duo on a journey through Westeros that's as fun as it is heartbreaking. The characters are so compelling that you'll forget the entire Game of Thrones franchise ever needed severed heads to keep it interesting. Dunk and Egg have more chemistry in one episode than entire seasons of House of the Dragon combined. You'll laugh, you'll cry, and then you'll be shocked. Sure, the show isn't without its lighter moments, but if you think A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is just a fluffy comedy, you're dead wrong. The penultimate episode? Brutal. The joust scene is so graphic, so unforgiving, you might actually wince when Dunk gets pounded into the dirt, again and again. The violence isn't just violent for the sake of it either. It hits hard because we know Dunk. We care about Dunk. Watching him suffer, knowing his simple, noble desires, makes every strike, every stab, feel like a personal blow. In fact, this episode holds a perfect Rotten Tomatoes score. Let that sink in. A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms now ranks as one of the highest-rated episodes in the entire franchise. Meanwhile, House of the Dragon, despite its epic battles and dragon slaying, never made it to that level. The future of Westeros? It's looking bright. What makes this show so exciting is how it reinvents the Game of Thrones formula. The seasons are shorter, the focus is tighter, the tone is just right. And unlike previous projects, this one feels like it's fun without sacrificing depth. There's no need for a 30-minute family tree breakdown to follow the plot. It's easy to jump in and get invested. The result? 1 million more viewers per episode than The Pit, a series that's been touted as the savior of television. So what does this mean for Game of Thrones as a franchise? It means that if HBO wants to keep the world of Westeros alive, this is the direction it needs to go in. Less bloated, more focused.